you look on this as a real kind of fortunate opportunity that unexpected, but you're just going to run with it?
Yeah, I think, I'm very excited about the opportunity. Always wanted the opportunity, but not under any circumstance under these circumstances. But I'm here to do a job, and I'm going to do the job.
Were you as surprised as everybody else? Did you see anything like this coming?
I did not. I did not see anything at all like this coming.
Were you affected by or aware of the internal discord that Jimmy Haslam referred to?
We come to this is a very emotional game, and coaches and players, and from time to time there's things that happen, but I don't really know what all happened. I just know what the end result was, and I know we've got to deal with it at this point.
You assess the offense and play calling. What do you think? Are there any areas that need to really be shored up?
No. I mean, we're running the same system as we ran before. We're not changing systems. We're not doing anything. Todd and I have the same system. He brought me up in this system, and nothing's going to change from that standpoint. What I do hope we can do and are able to accomplish is that we are able to execute better, do the things the way we're supposed to do them, how we're supposed to do them, and when we're supposed to do them. And if we do all those things and have good communication in doing that, we'll be successful. And when we are successful, that's what's happened. And when we're not successful, that's not what's happened. So it's a pretty simple game if you go from the standpoint of communicate it, know what you're doing, know when you're doing it, and know how you're doing it. And then you'll be successful.
Freddie, how big a priority is it to make sure that Baker Mayfield develops the way you and your offensive staff want him to develop in the last half of the season?
I think that's the utmost importance of, we want all of our players to see, growth from everything from the line to the receivers to the backs and, of course, the quarterback. The quarterback's learning curve and the pictures in his head has to increase. And I think Baker's done a very good job. I mean, people are going to make adjustments to him, and he's making adjustments also. And, but it's a big deal to play quarterback in the National Football League. You can't just roll somebody out there and do it. And, so he's going to have some learning curves too that he has to get through. And but he's doing a good job of working. All we want out of Baker and out of everybody around him to keep their head down and work continually every day and try to get a little bit better every day. That's been our mantra since we've been here, and it's going to continue to be our mantra. Just get a little bit better every day and then look up in 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks and see where you're at.
We follow an early game script, kind of like Todd did.
Yes, I think everybody in the National Football League does. And that's just it basically is a format of how you wanted to get the game started, and we'll continue to do that.
Saying yesterday that only because they're much closer with you than the other players in the team, they really got a kick out of watching you calling plays in the Detroit game. What was that experience like for you?
Well, Duke probably got a kick out of it because I put him in charge of substitutions because he didn't play that game. But Duke likes to think he's a coach sometimes. But those guys are good in that room in there. The running backs is a good group of guys, and we've got good guys here on this team that want to work hard and want to compete every day. And I think we as coaches have to continue to try to put them in the right situations and continue to build their growth and execution and understanding of what we're trying to get done.
How big an adjustment is it, calling the plays, and is that what you're going to spend all week thinking about how you're going to do it on Sunday?
I'll definitely put thoughts into it, and my mind as I script during the course of the week is continually focused on situations and things like that. But I've always viewed calling plays as do your work during the week, and it becomes easy. It's a lot like a player. Then it becomes easier on game day. All right. So you've got to somehow take all the emotion out of it and then just call the plays and know what you've worked on, know what's looked good, know what the players have a good comfort level is. Listen, calling plays, they can make a play caller look great if they execute, okay? And I fully expect them to make me look great. And it's not the other way around. I don't know where we get this preconceived notion that it's the other way around. The players play the game. coaches coach during the course of the week, all right, to get them better and to prepare them for what's going to show up on Sunday. Then it's time for them to go play the game. And I think everybody's excited about going to play the game, and sometimes our execution has not been where it's supposed to be. Sometimes we the execution's eliminated. We don't even get that far because of mental errors and things like that. So everybody just needs to continue to get better every week, every play, every rep, every practice, every game, and then see where we're at the end of the year.
Was that Lions game the first time you really called plays?
It is. It's the very first time.
Did you think it went smoothly? Did you learn anything from it?
Well, I was just at that point, I was just happy we didn't have any delay of game penalties. We didn't have to use any timeouts and things like that. But of course, it's the regular season now. But I tried to mentally put myself in the situation that it was a real game, and so that's the preparation. But again, I will prepare during the course of the week and have been preparing during the course of the week. So hopefully, it makes it easier on Sundays. I think everybody in the National Football League and in college football and everything else, I think that's the way they prepare to call plays. And I've been around some good play callers, so I've got a bunch of things to pull from. Todd's a great play caller, and I've got things to pull from and experiences and things like that, but there's no two games going to ever be called the same. Everybody's an individual. Everybody's got different philosophies and different mindsets on what they want to approach, how they want to approach the game, and I'm sure that's going to be different, and so we'll see how it goes.
What would your normal contribution to a game plan be as running backs coach?
Well, just the same as everybody. Everybody on our staff was always involved in the game planning, and we have a base core beliefs, and if it fit into what we were trying to do, and you had input, you wanted input, you certainly had input. And you throw it out there, sometimes they get shot down, sometimes they wouldn't. Sometimes the coordinator's ideas would get shot down because they didn't have it's kind of like a majority rule kind of thing. You like it, yeah, I like it, let's put it in, all right? So, everybody had input. So I don't think anything's really changed from that nature.
How much emphasis are you putting on addressing some of the issues with the protection?
Well, definitely, I think first and foremost, we need to get better technically up front. Bob Wiley and Hutt, they've done a great job of trying to increase his upward, our left tackle's upward motion, but he's a young guy now. You're talking about a quarterback that's young in the National Football League. Well, this is a left tackle that's young in the National Football League that's going to be a very good player one day. And, we just need to continue to get him better and better with his technique and stuff like that and help him when we can. And but if they don't want you to help him, they can eliminate that. And we are cognizant of that also. So nothing beats getting better. And that's what we're trying to get done across the board. At the left guard, the left tackle, the right guard, the right tackle, the center, the running back. Everybody's trying to get better. And more importantly, everybody's trying to keep their head down and worry about what they've got to do to get better.
What did you learn from Bruce Arians?
How to make a cocktail? I don't know. But Bruce, I played for Bruce. Kept in touch with Bruce for however many years after I finished playing for him, and then we always kind of wanted to coach together. So whenever it went down in Arizona and he was able to get to Arizona, it was just great being around him from a person standpoint more than anything else.
And now he's going to be here for this game.
Oh, is he? Oh, well, good. I think he owes me some money last time we played golf, so that's good.
That Detroit game that you called, it was the fourth preseason game, and how much stock you put into that, but you guys went up and down the field. Is that a taste of the tempo you want?
I don't know. I think every game is different. Some of it has to do with who you're playing. Some of it has to do with I think a lot of times people forget, like you've got offense, defense, special teams. All right, so everything has to come together with those three groups. So sometimes how you play the game, because of the running back you have, the receivers you have, the offensive line that you have, the quarterback that you have, dictates how you play that game. Now you've got to factor it in again, the fact that what's your defense playing against? Okay, now you've got to factor in how's their special teams versus your special teams. All right, so there's a lot of factors that factor into that. I would certainly say in the fourth preseason game, you're not factoring any of those things in. And, so we'll see how the game's played on Sunday.
Just a couple more.
What's your own stamp that you can put on this? What's the one thing that you may be always wanted to add in or bring to an offense that you will do here?
The number one thing I'd like to bring is a win and one more point than them. That's all. I don't care about any stat other than the win, and that's just how it's always been. I'm a hell of a lot happier after we win than after we lose,
Everybody's talking all year long about Duke Johnson in the Pittsburgh game. The first 2 plays he touches the ball, and then not 2 times after that. You being his position coach, I mean, we should expect to see more of him in this game?
Yeah, I think we're trying to get the ball to Duke 45 times this game. No, I'm just kidding. But, Duke had a lot of plays specifically for him in that last game against Pittsburgh. And if you notice, he was kind of banged up on those first 2 plays. So, we'll see where it goes. He's certainly involved in the game plan. He's been involved in the game plan, and sometimes situations dictates that he doesn't get the ball. But, of course, we're always trying to get the ball in our playmakers' hands, and he's certainly one of the playmakers. And, I think we've got a significant number of guys that can make plays, but, he's definitely one of them.
What makes Ryan Lindley the right guy for the running backs coach job?
I'm very familiar with Ryan. I know what kind of person he is. I know what kind of coach he is. I know what his beliefs are. And they align with mine. And, in the middle of the season, you really haven't got, you don't really have, you can't really go to the grocery store. So Ryan and I are aligned in a lot of areas in our thoughts and the way we interact and treat players and talk to players and things like that. And I know he'll work his tail off. And other than that, he was available. We're good? All right. Oh, one other thing. I thought this was going to come up, but it didn't come up, and I want to address it. All right? I've not been offered any head coaching jobs. All right?